So today's Japanese slang term is a pretty simple one. It's manne, and this is another borrowing from Korean. Manne just means the youngest, literally, and so originally, of course, was a word that referred to the youngest person in a family or a group. As it's been used by Korean K-pop fans, though, has been more to establish someone's role or status in a K-pop group as the youngest member, of which, of course, at times, certain personality traits are attributed. Indeed, this has even been adopted into English by English K-pop fans who call it this, which I'm not sure how they're pronouncing it, but they are using it. And as you can see in this description from Reddit, they are associating it with not just being young, but also being polite, respectful, innocent, etc., noting that there are certain pressures that come from having this role. So in Japanese then, the word is basically the same thing. Google Trends shows that the first interest in this term by the Japanese internet happened around 2010, and the oldest tweet that I can find using the word in a way that explicitly references K-pop is in 2009. So we can assume that sometime around then is when the term hopped from Korea over to Japan. Yes, it is a bit strange that a post about how hot someone is becoming kind of a historical document, but hey, that's what happens when you use the internet for data. Interestingly though, in Japanese at least, over time, manne has lost its initial use of the youngest member of a K-pop group and has expanded out back to kind of the original meaning of the original Korean term, which is just the youngest person in any group. This post here, for instance, is talking about a number of people, one of whom is an announcer for Fuji TV named Kotaro Uegaki, and he's not a member of a K-pop group, but he is the youngest person in the photo, making him a manne. There are also variants that have been developed, or I guess I should say also borrowed, and urimane, for instance, comes from this Korean word, and basically means our youngest. So it is a way of kind of talking about a manne in a way that shows that they're the one that you're a particular fan of. It's not just any manne, it's our manne. And by our, of course, you kind of mean you, and potentially all the other fans that you assume have the same interest as you. A fangun manne then, which comes from this Korean word, literally meaning golden youngest, is basically used to give massive props to a manne that you think is just awesome. This post here, for instance, is complimenting someone's manne oshi, using the term to show that not only are they a manne, they are the best manne, a golden manne. Google Translate just kind of giving up and pasting a romanization of the Japanese. If I were to compare these two variants, the urimane is much more popular. I can find uses of it dating back to 2010, whereas in contrast, fangun mane only started to see use around 2014. As a result, fangun mane is definitely the mane of these mane-related terms, but as it's still not as popular as urimane is therefore actually potentially the fangun mane of the mane family. And if you're thinking, wow, that's a confusing sentence to end on, well, mane